Hi everyone, this is Carlo and welcome to a brand new video. It's been a while, a few months. Still didn't manage to trim my beard though. Never mind. Lockdown, quarantine, self-isolation, social distancing. During this year 2020, we saw these words enter our everyday vocabulary and define our everyday life. It was mid-March when my work contract on a cruise ship had to be interrupted because of the COVID-19 pandemic, and I flew back to London with absolutely no clue about how life would be from that moment on. It's been 8 months now, during which we went from a self-isolation at home and lockdown to a progressive new normal that still sounds and looks quite surreal. And yet, we don't see the end of it. We are back into lockdown in England at the moment. But would it be correct to think about the year 2020 as a complete write-off? I've learned a few important lessons during the past months. Lesson number 1. Before COVID-19, we used to take for granted a lot of things. Johnny Mitchell says, "You don't know what you've got till it's gone." The freedom of a long walk, a dinner party with friends, being able to travel the world, the importance of human contact, simple gestures such as a kiss or a hug, and if you're Italian, lots of kisses and lots of hugs. This emergency made us feel all of a sudden isolated, but in a way maybe closer to each other than we've ever been, because for a while we shared the same condition, the same lifestyle, the same fear. During lockdown we felt the need to video chat with our family and friends, to reconnect with them. We realized how important it is to ask and to be asked, "How are you today? Are you holding up well?" If we have learned this lesson properly, we surely will realize what we miss and what we don't miss of life before COVID-19. And this will help us make some small but important changes in our life. Why falls? Why does it fall? Lesson number 2. The value of time. This pandemic gave us a great gift. Time. Living in a big city like London means that your life is a race. Be there at this time, commute, take a train, work, be productive, be fast. Before COVID-19, our most used words were, "I don't have time," which was also our most frequently used excuse. Lockdown gave us time, and I realized how crucial it was not to waste it. I've used my time to get back in touch with my dreams and my needs. I researched and educated myself about topics and matters that are important to me. I grew plants. I tried new recipes. I redecorated my home. I started working on projects that I had always procrastinated and delayed, which takes me straight to the next big lesson that I learned. Lesson 3. Our inner saboteur has to shut up. Saboteur. Is it saboteur? Saboteur. It's French, so it's saboteur. What ifs? We all have a little nasty inner voice that makes us doubt about ourselves, makes us second guess our choices, undermining our self-confidence. What are you doing there? Oh, I'm writing a script for a video that... Nah, it's not gonna work. It's just a video for waste of time. Have an apple. I've always been overly critical towards myself, and for a long time this prevented me from working on projects that I had in mind, just because I was scared of failure. COVID-19 made me realize that anything can change at any time, and if we don't do what we want to do now, we will regret it. And so I shut up my inner saboteur and started working on those projects that I was delaying. I filmed, edited and published a workshop about creative journaling for mindfulness in 2 languages. I set up this YouTube channel. I started creating and uploading new videos. I've opened an online shop on Society 6. And I've really cracked on with my art. Between springtime and summer, I've achieved probably more than I would normally in an entire year, just by kicking away that inner saboteur, that fear of failure. I'm sleepy. Lesson number 4. In captivity, we become hornier. Yeah, we do. And if you say it's not true, you're definitely lying. Lesson number 5. How much our lives depend on money, and how much the act of spending money is a eradicated habit in the modern age. It really wasn't easy to find myself all of a sudden unemployed, with a shared mortgage on a flat in London and absolutely no support from the government. Like many self-employed here in England, I was unable to claim any kind of emergency support, falling into the cracks of the system. So in order not to run out of my savings completely, I had to be very conscious and think about recycling and reusing as much as possible, cutting those expenses that were superfluous, and budget for food really wisely. I studied a template for a weekly grocery shopping in Lidl for 2 people for under £40. With no junk food or convenience shit, only the occasional dessert and, of course, wine. Priorities. If during lockdown you shopped on Amazon for crazy stuff that you didn't actually need, don't worry, we've all been there. The act of spending money and buy things gives us a certain kind of high and comfort. It makes us feel like we are treating ourselves. The lesson here for me was try not to rely on this kind of outlet and find other activities that gave me the feeling of treating myself without wasting money, until I was able to have a salary again. Lesson number 6. Our life needs a good balance between structure, rituals, and space for randomness and impulsivity. During the weeks that I spent at home, I kept a daily log, in order to try and keep sane and not feel like the days were all blurring into one. I realized that what we need is a part of structure, which for me is work, productivity, house chores, everyday tasks. We also need a part dedicated to our rituals, those personal habits, hobbies, and activities that give us pleasure. Yes, that's part of it too. And finally, it's important to keep ourselves open to impulsive moments, random last-minute plans, the spur of the moment. If our day has a good balance of these 3 elements, I call it a good day. Lesson number 7. I learned that I break down sometimes. We all do. And it's absolutely fine and normal not to feel 100% in times like this. Don't be hard on yourself. Allow yourself to be fragile. It's okay. You are not alone, even when you have the impression that you are. Just don't be scared to reach out. There's always someone that can listen and relate to you. Lesson number 8. I learned to have patience and faith. If you have worked hard and planted your seeds in the right soil, something good will eventually happen. This COVID-19 emergency is temporary. It cannot last forever. Soon we'll be able to go back to what we love. And if we've been smart enough to learn from the year 2020, we will be an improved version of ourselves. And we will be unstoppable. Life has many ways of teaching us a lesson. What did you learn from 2020? Feel free to let me know in the comments and subscribe if you want. Bye for now and see you soon.